What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about handling your blue tongue to make it easier to handle, some tips we've learned along the way, and much more. Right here, we have Bonfire. And, the kind of nice thing, I guess, in a way, you could, start off like I am sitting actually, and it gives you some more room for them to explore. But also, you could put like a blanket down on your couch or your bed. That way, some animals, once you get them moving, they might leave you a little present at first, as that can get the intestines moving. Some of the ways is you could see this girl, she just really wants to more so explore and look around. So we'll kind of let her walk through our hands. You could let her see the things around. And the nice thing for me, and you guys could do it walking, I'll cruise around to let them see and explore to try to get their mind working. And that's what a lot of it is. It's either defensive and scared and not really fully thinking, or they're thinking and they see you as a predator and they're trying to scare you off. So starting off, there's simple things like some people will work on tongue feeding. You could tongue feed insects to try to build a bond. But even before that, you could sit outside your skink's enclosure. Don't even really mess with it. You could just watch, something on your phone just so it gets used to seeing you. That way we'll start seeing you as not as a threat and we'll start coming out more too. At the end of the day, it takes time and steps with some of these animals. And some, like I've put very little work in, and over a year, they'll just pretty much come out and explore. In others, you'll actually, have to put a bit more effort in. So we'll start going over some certain individual examples, and I'll show you some, and I'll give you some ideas to help work. So right here, we got a baby we produced earlier this year, and you can kind of see it's gaping its mouth and closing its eyes because it's stressed. At a certain point, you go from learn behavior. Certain skinks will learn if they open their mouth and try to bite you that you'll leave them alone. So at a certain point, you kind of got to break the habit and get them to start working their brain. And for some, honestly, the easiest way is to carefully pick them up from underneath. And, it's easier said than done, as this one we've been working with a little bit already. At a certain point, they'll start to realize that you're, not going to hurt them. And it's kind of, you just slowly gain trust with them. Initially, this one would freak out and run around the enclosure. This was honestly probably one of the oddest ones we produced. It ended up actually injuring its foot. It was just so skittish of everyone. We just, had to basically toss some food in and let it be. And then over time, it would slowly go from less running around and skittish to now it gets to the point where it will just sit with its mouth gaped open. And that's, kind of the best time to start working with this one. And as you could see, it is still closing its eyes once in a while. It's a little stressed. You don't really see much tongue flicking, but, over time, this one will become more handleable. The hard part, some do need a little more work, and this method is not the best. The ones that are constantly trying to bite no matter what, those ones take a longer time, and you might have to do a different approach. Some will do like tongue feeding to try to gain trust. Others will put articles of clothes in there. Um, it really depends. You'll have to try to use your best judgment. What you want to do is make sure it's comfortable in its enclosure, because that is some of it. It's defensive when they're in the enclosure. Then once they realize they're out, is when that something clicks. Where that's kind of what this one's kind of seemed like. And if we continue to work with it, I'm sure it'd end up being a great calm one, and eventually this one will become available since it's a little more chill now. Some males during the breeding season, with all the hormones in the air, they'll be a little more moody, especially if you actually smell like another male, to the point where they might mistake you for a male. So this here's Mike, and normally he's pretty calm, but I'll show you. He's just shedding, so he's extra, hormones are raging. He's just entering his breeding window. And you can see he's got quick head turns. As you look at his eyes, he's a little more untrusting. But with the camera and the light, it does seem like he's more curious, and it's making my example a little harder. But either way, it's just something to keep note as you are as a breeder. You wash my hands, or I'll wear gloves and I'll disinfect those or clean those, or you know, basically something to get the scent off. You don't want to get anything bad where it's going to hurt the animal on you. I don't know if he's gonna. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess it just is more so a startling him at times when he's in the mood, but after he realizes it's me, you could tell he's definitely hoping to get out and find a girl. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. You are able to learn that, just because if your skink's a little crabby now, over time they will get better. Not always when they're closing their eyes, they're, might appear comfortable, but they can be just trying to close out the world, hide from it, so to speak. But I thank you guys all for stopping in. You all have a great and happy new year. And always, please like and subscribe.